Oh, I just got done with my studies and stuff with SQL. I'm doing a little program right now. I'm trying to learn programming, SQL, all of that shit in 3 months. See my progress and document my journey. But anyways, forget about that. Petr Yan and Aljamain Sterling. They're gonna be fighting on April the 9th or April the 10th, depending on which time zones you are living in. Now, this fight, I mean, it's obvious who I think is gonna win the fight is Petr Yan, because I understand. Look, man, I wasn't the Petr Yan fan, and I wasn't on the Petr Yan train because I just don't like his demeanor. I don't like his personality, but he's a great fighter. He's a great fighter, man. There's no denying his skill set. He's excellent. He's excellent in striking. He's excellent cardio-wise. He doesn't get tired. He downloads your information in the first round. He kind of like gauges the opponent in the first round. And I think that's the only reason Aljamain had success in the early rounds was because Petr Yan in the first. I think the best chance for Aljamain is to put a very, very fast pace on Petr Yan in the first round. Be all over him. Aljamain Sterling has to be all over Petr Yan in the first round. He has to be all over him. He has to be. He has to take the fight to Petr Yan. Take the fight to him. Because once the first round is over and the second round is over, it's going to get harder and harder. Bro, if this fight goes long, Petr Yan wins the fight. Easy. Not easy, but you know, it's going to be harder than the first time because obviously Sterling's made adjustments. He's a good fighter. Aljamain Sterling is an excellent fighter. It's obviously I'm picking Petr Yan to win the fight. He was winning the fight the last time. He obviously improved. He's obviously trained hard. He trains hard in Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand. He's just truly excellent. Like, I'm never gonna pick against Petr Yan. With the fight, the only reason, let me give you guys a glimpse on, let me give you guys the reason why I'm never picking against Petr Yan ever again. Because the Corey Sandhagen fight, I didn't put any money on those. I'm not really a bettor like that. But the Petr Yan and Corey Sandhagen fight. Oh man, this camera is fucking grainy as fuck. But the Petr Yan and Aljamain, not Aljamain, but the Corey Sandhagen and Petr Yan fight. Man, that fight was amazing, dude. Not amazing. It wasn't that exciting, but it was amazing in the sense that Petr Yan just kind of outclassed Corey Sandhagen 4-1. No doubt. There's no doubt that he won 4-1. There's no doubt, man. Corey Sandhagen, you could maybe argue that he won the second, maybe if you're like the biggest Corey Sandhagen fan on the planet. Maybe. I'll give it to you. But no, not really. You can't really give him the second round. He didn't win the second round. He lost the second round. He lost the third. He lost the fourth. He lost the fifth. But the thing is, Petr Yan's specialty is his striking. He's competent on the ground. He's very competent on the ground. He knows what he's doing on the ground. He's excellent I don't know. But he's good on the ground. He's good. He's a very good ground fighter. He's a very good grappler. But he's an exceptional striker. That's where his strength lies. He's got that high guard, and he kind of gauges the opponent. Now, the answer to a high guard is obviously body shots. But the thing is, Aljamain Sterling doesn't have the level of boxing to kind of rival Petr Yan's boxing, if you guys get what I'm saying. So he won't be able to throw hooks to the body and then like throw combination. No, he's not a boxer. He's a grappler. Aljamain Sterling is a grappler that learned how to strike. He's a good wrestler too. Those are his skill sets. He shouldn't try to take advantage. But that's the only way really. The only way really to beat a high guard opponent is to throw shots to the body to make sure that they bring their guard down to protect their body. And then once they do that, then you can go up top. But the problem with that is if you go to the body, Petr Yan's such a good counterpuncher and he's such a prolific striker. You think he's just gonna let him tee off on the body and put him in the corner? No, he's not. He's gonna counter up top with the right hand that he throws so often in his fights. And then he's gonna counter with the hooks, right hand, like he's gonna throw combinations on the inside slip, move to the side, angles. So it's not going to be that easy to just go in there and throw body. But that's the best way to attack him. That would be the best game plan. Throw to the body, make him move, make him work in the first round. Go all over him in the first round. That's what you got to do. You cannot let him stay back and figure you out and figure out your timing, figure out your rhythm, figure out your movement, figure out your habits and your tells. No, don't let him figure anything out. Be all over him in the first round. You got to be all over him, Aljamain. You got to you got to pressure, bring Petr Yan's back against the cage, pressure, takedowns, pressure, smother that motherfucker, stay in the clinch, take him down from the clinch. But, Petr Yan's a very good clinch guy. He has good takedown defense, excellent takedown. Man, it's a long shot, man. Like, I'm really trying to find a way for Aljamain to win this fight, but I don't see it. I honestly don't see it. Maybe he can win if he listens to what I say. If he listens to my advice, maybe he'll win. Maybe. That's a maybe. He has to be all over him. No, there's no other option, man. Petr Yan is such a good fighter at downloading his opponent's moves and their skills and everything else. Like, he's such a good download guy. He's such a fucking good guy at adapting. So good at adapting to his opponent's skill set. But, Aljamain did go out there and fucking smoke Corey Sandhagen in one round. So it's, anything can happen in these fights. But I don't see it, man. I honestly don't see Aljamain winning. How? What's he going to do? Take him down? He can't. Maybe he can, but he won't be able to keep him down. Petr Yan's very good at getting back up. And it's very hard to take him down, too. He has to mix in the striking with the takedowns. He has to mix in the striking with the takedowns. He has to break his rhythm. He has to try and do those kind of things to try and make him tired, make him work in the first round. Don't let him just stay in the high guard and slip and move. No, you gotta be all over him. You gotta be right here. Aljamain, you gotta be literally right here in front of him, like on the inside, literally chest to chest. You gotta be close, like here. You gotta be fucking close, like super close. Do not let this motherfucker have distance on you. But yeah, that's the only way. What's he gonna do? Stay on the outside and throw kicks and try and neutralize him? No, that's what Petr Yan's the best at, neutralizing those kind of things. He can't do that. And he doesn't have the skill set. And Aljamain's skill set is not geared towards staying on the outside and throwing kicks to try and stop Petr Yan from coming in. No, that's not his game. That's not his game. That's not what he's best at. His best attribute is grappling and wrestling. He has good pressure and he has good striking, but that's not his game. That's not his, that's not his bread and butter. His bread and butter is the ground game. He needs to take this fight to the ground. Easier said than done, of course. But I think if he pressures, if he constantly throws thudding shots to the body and just works him and makes him fight, makes him work, then maybe he has a chance. But the thing is, Petr Yan can just angle out, create movement, create angles, and make him work. And then if Aljamain is going to get tired like the last time, by the way, Aljamain, you can't get tired for 5 rounds. You got to be full. Obviously, you're going to get tired eventually. Petr Yan's going to get tired too. But you got to manage your energy much more efficiently. Like, there's just so many things that I think Aljamain has to do well and has to go well for Aljamain for him to win. But Petr Yan, he can make more mistakes and still win the fight. Like, there's more at risk here for Aljamain. He can't make as many mistakes as Petr Yan. Petr Yan can make more mistakes because he has the skill set to try and kind of mitigate and try to kind of like take some of the sting away from the punches. And Aljamain's not a KO guy. He's more of a grappler. So he those mistakes that he makes, Petr Yan makes, I don't think Aljamain is going to be able to kind of capitalize on those mistakes. But Petr Yan will be able to capitalize on Aljamain's mistakes, which is why I'm saying that he has more ways to win. Aljamain has more ways to lose. So if I'm gonna put my money on something, I'm gonna put my money on Petr Yan. It's pretty simple. But Aljamain's a live dog. It's closer than the odds suggest. He's not a -4. He's not a -350 underdog or some shit like that. I think it's closer to -200 or -185 or -150 or some shit like that. I don't think it's no -350. That's bullshit. It's not. So, if you want to put like $20 or $30 as a goof or $10 on fucking Aljamain Sterling, then yeah, you might win, maybe. It's unlikely. I think the percentage breakdown. I think the breakdown of the percentages on how. Well, I think the breakdown. I mean, in terms of like the percentage of how. How do I even formulate this in a sentence? I think in terms of percentages, if you want to go from 0 to 100%, 100% being that if you want to gauge it and give each fighter a percentage out of 100%, who's more likely to win the fight? I would say out of 100, it's probably 80% for Petr Yan and 20% for... Nah, it's a bit closer than that. I think it's 70-30 or 65-45 or some shit like that. I don't think it's 80-20. No. Aljamain's a very good fighter. I don't think it's 80-20. It's 70-30. I honestly, I'm rooting for Aljamain because he's black and I'm black. That's the only reason. But and I don't have any issue with telling you guys that, to be honest. I don't care. I mean, you guys support black. You guys support fighters because they're white. Shit, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna support him because he's black. But I like Petr Yan too, though. Like, I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of Petr Yan's game too. I mean, he's a very good fighter, no doubt about it, man. He's excellent, but I don't really like the way he. I mean, it is what it is. He's a fighter, so it is what it is. But I'm a big fan of both fighters. I like Aljamain more because he's black, but. It is what it is. Hopefully both fight. I mean, may the best man win, man. Like, hopefully there's no dirtiness in this fight, and it's just it's just all fair and square. But I mean, there's no such thing as fair and square though. In reality, like everything is kind of scuffy and bullshit. Like, there's always bullshit on the surface, below the surface. If you kind of dig enough, you'll find some bullshit. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.